Okay, guys, now we're moving into lesson number 10. Lesson number 10. This is about motivation and emotion. So, we have two different concepts within one single lecture. What we're going to do is we're going to move the section on emotion for you to read it on your own, and I'm going to talk about the section on motivation. I'm going to summarize especially one major theory of motivation, and the rest you can check on your own. All right? So, look. Motivation is the drive that you have to pursue a goal. Do you have a goal in mind? Hopefully you do. And the mere fact that you're in school already gets one goal in mind. So, as we talk about goals, what is the drive that you have to pursue a goal? We have different kinds of motivations. In the most basic aspect, you can divide between internal and external motivation, which we call intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsic is the external motivation that you have. Say, if you're in school, are you thinking about the potential income that you're going to get? Are you thinking about people congratulating you because you have a diploma? Or are you thinking of going back to school because you actually enjoy the topics, you actually enjoy school, enjoy learning? There's a difference between what is external and what is internal. Now, if we take this a little bit deeper, the concept of motivation has been studied now for almost 100 years or maybe more. And we have different branches on the study of motivation. You have instinctive motivation, you have arousal theory, and the one especially that I like and I will talk about is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So this is about the work of quite a famous psychologist called Abraham Maslow. Abraham Maslow was the son of Russian immigrants, first generation American, who was living in New York in the early 1900s. Because he came from a Jewish background, he experienced a lot of discrimination, prejudice through his childhood years. Nonetheless, Maslow had a lot of, you can say, faith in humanity. And Maslow was a good man. He had a good heart. He wanted to help other people. And he thought the way to do that was through his work. So he studied psychology in an effort to provide something positive to the field. In the last lesson, we talked about the work of Sigmund Freud. Freud was quite concerned about the, you can say almost the negative aspects of human behavior. And Abraham Maslow is almost an opposite because he focused on the positive aspects of human behavior. As it comes to that, he's especially known for his work called the hierarchy of needs, or the pyramid of needs. The idea behind that is that every human being has 5 basic needs. If you accomplish the one on the bottom, then you move into the second need. If you have that need, then you move into the third, fourth, and hopefully eventually you will reach the last one. First need, physiological. Those are the physical needs. So the only motivation that individuals may have could be to survive. If you're feeling sick, you would not be able to do much or accomplish much until you get rid of that illness. If you do not have enough food on the table, you cannot focus on accomplishing anything until you have food on the table. And it's the most basic type of motivation. If you have individuals in low-income communities where they are struggling to survive on a day-to-day basis, how do you expect those individuals sometimes to, accomplish or think about, you can say, the kind of drama that sometimes goes around in families, that someone looked at me the wrong way, or someone talked to me bad. Some people make drama about that. If you're struggling to make ends meet, how can you really make drama about that? The only thing that matters is trying to survive. If you have that need, the second need is called the safety needs. And safety is quite a perceptually based motivation. So do you feel like you have a safe environment around you? Safety needs can come from security. So do you feel safe in the environment? Are you living in a place where perhaps someone could be kidnapped, someone could be is it secure? Do you have a safe environment in terms of economic background? Do you think that you can have a roof over your head? That is a safety need. Now, for Maslow, he believed that most people in industrialized nations like ours accomplish the first two needs naturally, and we almost take them for granted. You have the physiological needs met, and you have the safety needs met. So, most individuals tend to get stuck on the third step, which is the love and belonging. And it's quite an interesting topic. You can see a little bit more about that on your slides, but there is a natural need as humans to be social. We call this the need to belong. We have a natural need to have others around us. Not too many people. Most individuals seem to be fully satisfied as long as they have 3 to 5 close connections. 3 to 5 could come from, you can think of parent, you can think of romantic partners, you can think of your best friend. You can think, say, if you're a religious person, you can think of a priest. If you are at work, you can think of a workmate, you can think of a classmate, whoever. Actually, even a pet can fulfill that need to belong for one of those close connections. Some of you have long conversations with your dogs. When you get home, you have a long conversation. You tell everything about your day to your dog. If your dog sneezes, you said, bless you. So that is part of the close connection that you can establish. And a lot of people get stuck in that love and belonging need. A lot of people do. When that happens, people are unable to accomplish much because they keep looking for that sense of love through the rest of their lives. If you have that third step, though, you move into the fourth one, which is esteem and success. Success, again, depends on your perception. So the way you want to see it, success can come from accomplishment on your career, accomplishment in terms of a personal goal that you had, accomplishment in terms of being a family member, accomplishment in terms of whatever. If you feel like you accomplished success, then you may move into the fifth step, which not everybody does. The fifth step is called self-actualization. Self-actualization. The easiest way to really summarize this, and it's something for you to think of, self-actualization is almost asking yourself, what is your purpose in life? Some of you may not even have faced that question. To really come over to that question, you have several steps that you need to move from. If you were to accomplish that, pretty much you accomplish all the major motivations of the goals in mind in your life. So it comes aloud to a feeling of kind of like comfort and overall a positive feeling. The work of Maslow shook the field of psychology as now a new branch called positive psychology emerged. Positive psychology focusing not on the negative aspects of behavior but on the positive. Instead of seeing what is wrong with people, like Freud many times did, positive psychology began to ask the question, what is right about people? How can we get someone to make the best out of themselves? How can we help someone to be the best version of themselves? How can we lead people to ask themselves what is their purpose, and more than that, accomplish that purpose? That is the most basic theory of motivation. Review that as it comes to the work on emotion. Take it on your own and get it. All right.